What is up, guys? This is Platinum Point, and I'm here to bring you guys yet again another Weiss Schwarz deck profile. This is an update on my Saekano deck list. Specifically, this is actually my Nationals top 16 Saekano list. I managed to make day 2 in Nationals and get into the top cut for the North American Weiss Schwarz World Grand Prix for Heart of the Cards, and I managed to go X1 in the double elimination portion for day 1, and I managed to get to top 16. I didn't make it to top 8. A lot of factors came into it. This deck is a product of not even weeks. I would say about 2 weeks of testing after the ban list, which came into effect December 1st. So I guess you could say a week and a half. Yeah, a week and a half of testing. And I am impressed with the results that I got for how short of amount of a time that I had with the testing. I actually didn't have that much time actually testing really really nose to the grindstone like I used to, because I was busy with work, so I didn't have that much time. So overall, I'll tell you about my rounds of Swiss. So I went round 1. I went up against Beaufort, and I won that match. Round 2, I went up against, I think, I'm trying to remember. Wait, Summer Pocket. Yeah, I went up against Summer Pocket, and then round 3, I went against Slime. Round 4, I went up against Summer Pocket. And then round 5, I went up against Summer Pocket. So I faced off 3 Summer Pockets, 1 Beaufort, and 1 Slime. And my only loss was to the Slime. So I appreciate the dude that I was playing against. I managed to chat with him on Discord after our match, and it was actually really enjoyable. I really had fun kind of being able to play against another Slime player and see the differences in our thought process with the deck, since I play Slime as well. So without further ado, let's get on to the deck profile, shall we? Starting off with the zeros, I play 4 copies of the Edity Drop Search. So since we lost the runner, this card became just all the more essential. And in my testing, this card was actually the main one that you want to kind of kick into memory as often as you can. But you also want to make sure that you kind of crunch on your stock, because you don't have that. You don't have that free level of crisis management that you got with the runner anymore. So you have to kind of use other cards to kind of speed through your deck, since Izumi was both a crisis management mill and a deck acceleration mill. So being able to just freely dig through your deck is no longer available. So I had to really stress the emphasis of using Edity to pump certain lanes to break certain lanes. So that's why she's still a crucial card. Next, I play 3 copies of the Utaha Riki. So it's an on-reverse Riki, if you don't know what she does. So when she gets reversed, you may pay 1, put the top card of your deck to clock, and then you put this into memory to salvage any game character. So this allows you to have selectivity in what you're looking for the next turn, or what you're looking for in your next step towards your game plan. So this is actually a really good turn 1 opener, since it's a 1500 body, and depending on what you need in your waiting room, you can use it to pay off the climax that you triggered to get another playable. Next, I play 3 copies of the Megame Rizi from set 2, from the flat set. My rationale behind this was I was testing a variety of level zeros to replace the JC that we lost. And I came to the conclusion that this deck, since it lost Edity and JC, and since I'm still playing the 3-2 Kanto, I needed some way of deck speed as well as memory compressions, and this Rizi fulfilled both roles, since it is a on reverse top 3 check, add a game character, discard a card, and then a pay 1, send this standing card into memory to salvage the 3-2. So this allowed you to not only fix your hand, but also set up for your end game, which is really nice, since sometimes you're going to have to hard cast one of the 3-2s. Another resource tool that I play in replace of the Izumi is 3 copies of the Utaha Amagi. So it has 2 effects when Climax is on play. The first one is bounce this card and give a character plus 1k, and then the second effect is pay 1, look up to the top 4 cards of your deck and add a game character to your hand and put the rest into the waiting room. So this is your deck acceleration, your main deck acceleration that replaces the Izumi. So, and it also allows you to get around the terrible side effect of the 1-0 event, since you're still playing it, since it's a bounce. So it's an interesting plussing mechanic for this deck. And then continue on with the plussing zeros. I play 3 copies of the Kanto Brainstorm. This is by far probably the one card that I actually think of cutting down in future reference, because honestly I think 2 is more than enough. Since you're playing the Amagi, you have some liberty in kind of modulating this flex spot, and just the change line, you do have access to deck control, so you really don't need to play that many brainstorms. And then lastly, 1 copy of the Edity AntiSalvage backliner. So this card's actually what helped me win my Bofudi matchup and put a lot of pressure in my future matchups. Even the slime one, it helped, because turning all my opponent's plussing climax combos that salvage into neutrals, or even I'll still keep the plus but allow me to stay alive, stay in the level longer, is really nice. And one thing I also liked about this is when you go up against slime, since the popular build is Pants Door, this basically turns that plussing trigger of the door into a minusing trigger, since they get to plus a card from their hand but lose in damage in the damage race. So it's really nice just digging this early game and playing this when you know this is going to punish the matchup. And then onto the 1-step. I still play 4 copies of the Kanto Obero. Sorry, trying to fetch the word. I'm actually extremely tired. So this is basically still the same from the previous list. Twin drives are strong, and on a gold bar it's just even more stronger. Still playing the change line, really strong, honestly, and it came really clutch in helping me set up power lanes and helping to break certain lanes with my Kanto. This card, I played 2 copies of the Edity AntiStandby. I mainly played 2 of these because I was anticipating going up against either standby matchups, since I thought everybody would still play Data Live after the ban list, since the deck actually didn't really get hurt. So having an answer to Data Live was kind of my understanding. But after playing a lot of Summer Pocket, I realized like that's going to be probably the more majority one in the West, with following probably Go to Moon, since Go to Moon is still pretty viable. It's actually competitively viable, as I saw. I think 1 Go to Moon player made it to top 16. So seeing that kind of make rounds is pretty interesting. So I'm rethinking the lineup later on, and I'll post you guys post an update to this deck list, since I do feel like this deck needs further exploration. Next I play 3 copies of the 1-0 Gaming All Night event. So this card, I hate to say it, I wish I saw it more often than I did in the most opportune times when I needed it, because this card literally allowed me to kind of build stock and put like dead cards in my waiting room into stock just so I can not see it again, and also just allow me to maintain stock compression and memory compression, as this deck's game plan is to balance the two in order to set up your end game, which is still the 3-2 Kato with at least 4 or more in memory. So being able to just have that easy access to stock compression is a super need. Now for the second MVP of the deck, the free fresh backup. This card helped me when I was in really tight situations where I was about to take a crap ton of damage, and just being able to just free fresh and reset my deck in a way where I can cancel, and most of the time I did cancel off the damage that I played the free fresh. So great, this card is actually my favorite clutch card, and I think it deserves to be considered as a 2 of maybe, because I did find myself needing it whenever I was behind in the climax race, and just be able to reset my deck is really nice. And then lastly, for the level 2 lineup, we're playing 4 copies of the change lineup, 2-1 into the 3-2 Kato. So this is also your level booster. Nothing much to say about that. MI3 lineup, I kept it the same as my regional list, which is the 1 copy of the Edity Trial Deck to Top Check X, 2 copies of the Early Play Heal, and 4 copies of the 3-2 Kato finisher. So that's it for my national deck profile. I have to say I want to thank Heart of the Cards for hosting it, even if it is online. Like, a lot of people say it's not real, but I think it is, because like still being able to compete in a highly competitive environment is still very helpful. And in this situation, like, it's really like it was a really great experience. I wish I could have gone to New York to play, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to stay safe. Safety is number 1. So honestly, this experience was very instructive for me and has given me some new ideas on how I want to approach this deck in the future. So hopefully when we get back into the next WGP season, I can take it, hopefully, because this whole remote fight has helped me get help me develop a deeper understanding of the game, and help me develop a deeper understanding of my decks. So that's one thing I do appreciate. So if you guys do have your locals, your LGSs online, please do support them and compete in their events and buy their products, because if they're doing it over on Remote Fight, that means they still want to keep the game alive even during this pandemic. So please visit them. I know everybody's hurting during this time, so please if you have the time and you have the resources, go ahead and play online on Discord. It's very helpful, and I think it's the only way right now you can get better at this game. Once again, this is Platinum Point. Sorry, just a little brain foggy. So once again, this is Platinum Point signing out. Don't forget to rate, comment, false crack the notification, and please like this video for more content. I will probably be doing more discussion videos in the near future, because digging, or rather, looking at this game in a deeper level has really opened my eyes on certain ideas that I would have overlooked playing at my locals every day, because you don't get the benefit. You get one benefit of remote play is that you do get to see the game from different perspectives and really get to chat with people and come up with different solutions to certain problems. So again, once again, this is Platinum Point. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Stay on point, guys.